Yeah, it's recording right now. Nice to see you, Sage. Crackbacks, we're back again. You see there's 3 instead of 4 up here. No Freaky Leaky this week. The old man, the Roma Lover 9, is in the building right below. You got the digital Wookie up on top of me, and of course,
we got to set up an Instagram for him.
Yeah, before somebody steals it for sure. And of course, I'm your boy, Big Pedro. Welcome back. It is Super Bowl week, boys. Super Bowl. This week, though, I mean, recent years, my team and Getz's team have been in the Super Bowl. Bill Clinton was president the last time that Sage's team was there. But somebody older than Sage is actually in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's going for, what is his, number 7?
This is his 10th Super Bowl. He's going for his 7th win.
Because the other, what? It was the only times they lost. They lost to the Eagles. And they
lost the Eagles and lost to the Giants twice.
To the Giants twice. So, no, first question is, Brady left, took his team to the Super Bowl. Belichick was 4-12. Does this end the Brady-Belichick? Who was better? Who needed who more? Was it the Belichick way, the Patriot way? Edelman said the Patriot way was the Tom Brady way. I mean, it's easy to bag on Belichick right now, but it's kind of looking like Tom Brady was the reason that they were the champions over all those years.
Yeah, but Belichick's got plenty of time to make that up. This is Brady's last effort.
Belichick's under 500 without Brady.
It's hard to argue.
He had him for 20 years. So all of his numbers are going to get skewed to the winning side or whichever, because Brady was, so dominant over all those years. But before he had Tom Brady as his starting quarterback, Bill Belichick is under 500 as an NFL coach.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say something about, like, he's not the most talented quarterback ever, but that guy's work ethic, like, he's just on a different level than everybody else when it comes to, like, preparing for a game. Like, I think he told his supermodel wife that he needs quarantine before the Super Bowl. Like, she needs to get out the house. Like, that.
Good move. Get her out.
I mean, he's more attracted to his son than he is to his wife anyway. So I understand why that would happen. But he's now. I mean, this would be number 7 if they win. And I'm just going to say on record right now, I don't think that they're going to win. But it's hard to bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl when he's not Eli Manning or Nick Foles on the other side. But he's getting into the conversation of not just greatest quarterback of all time. He's starting to sneak into greatest athlete of all time. 40 plus, dominating, back to another Super Bowl, and maybe number 7. He's going to have one for the thumb and the pinky on the other hand.
Nobody can compare to his stats. Like, it's just ridiculous.
And now it's stats and accomplishments. It's not just numbers where you're saying, oh, yeah, well, he had the 50 touchdowns or whatever. But, I mean, he's old as shit. And they're back in the Super Bowl again. And he won every playoff game on the road.
Yeah, but no fans. No fans in the stand. It doesn't really matter if they're playing on the road in this season because there's no fans.
Fair enough.
They really didn't have a tough road going through the playoffs in the NFC. Most of the teams were garbage. I mean, the one team made it to the playoffs with 6 wins. So
yeah, but everybody.
That was the one that was a one bad division. They still
wouldn't really count this year as like such a great accomplishment. They kind of got a cakewalk, especially for you with you guys saying that the Heat,
cakewalk.
Especially with you guys saying the Heat had a cakewalk in the bubble. I mean,
I'll give you the thing that there's no crowd, no fans, so you can call all your audibles at the line. You don't have the issues with the noise and everything. But to say that they had a cakewalk, the NFC East was garbage. We all agree on that. But they beat a Saints team that was won the division, was 11-5.
Yeah, they were good.
And they beat a Green Bay team that no one, Vegas included, thought they were going to win. So
Green Bay had a rookie head coach. They had
it's LaFleur's second year. He's not a rookie.
It's his first playoff run. They had a chance to take the lead at the end of the game, and he decides to kick a field goal at the end. That's probably the worst coaching move I've ever seen in a playoff game. So I think they kind of got it handed to him. But if you want to talk about a solid bet, Andy Reid is 25-5 when he has more than a week to prepare. That's regular season and playoffs in his entire head coaching career. When he has a week to really dig in and prepare for you, Andy Reid wins.
And I bet you that number goes up if you add in he has that time off and Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. I don't see Tampa.
He was like 11-0 in Philly coming off the bye.
No, I'm not hating on Andy Reid at all. I love Andy Reid, but all I'm saying is that everything gets a little bit easier when you got Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, the fastest human on earth, and that system in there.
Don't sleep on the pass rush of Tampa Bay, man. Especially without a left tackle. Like this is exactly what could be the downfall of Pat Mahomes in Kansas City. It's not like they can't.
Not to mention all the Super Bowls that Tom Brady lost. Steve Spagnuolo was the defensive coordinator, and now he's the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs. So if there's ever been anyone that kind of had the mix of how to shut down Brady and get to Brady, it's this guy.
Different Brady though this time around though. Their offense in Tampa is different than New England's.
Not having the left tackle is a huge thing that not a lot of people are talking about. Most people don't even know about, but that guy's a stud.
Atlanta hasn't had a left tackle since 1998, so I understand how important they are.
And that guy's an all-pro left tackle, so not having
first
that
overall
guy
pick
in the Super Bowl is huge.
The first overall pick. Now, this is where Andy comes in. Andy's got a scheme around that now. It's got to be quick hits.
Yeah.
And maybe the long shots come after some play action, and maybe they get a little bit on the ground there. You're 100% right. Both of you are 100% right. Shaq Barrett and Ndamukong Suh and the seven-fingered wonder, all those guys that be chasing after Mahomes, who, let's not forget, came off of, what was it? They didn't say it was a concussion after a while. It was a strained neck or whatever it was.
It's his foot. That's the problem.
The foot and the neck, right? When he got his neck craned back, that's what he almost missed the next game for. But they need to take that out of the fucking offense right there. He should never be running bootlegs. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, they said it wasn't even really like a real concussion where he got an impact to the head. They said it was more almost like he got choked out. Yeah. Like the guy raked across his neck and like
cut off oxygen to the brain type shit?
Yeah, pretty much like cut off the carotid artery, and he went out for a second because you could see when he stood up, he was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, it was woozy as fuck. That's why everybody thought it was a concussion, because he got up and he was all loosey. He needs to do whatever move they did on him to his wife. She needs to shut up. It's starting to get ridiculous out there, man. She's all spewing out, the fans need to shut up and that her man does the best that he can. But Mahomes. Mahomes has two of the worst people attached to him that have social media accounts. The wife talks too much and thinks that she's actually like important towards his career. Good job by her though, getting knocked up early, because she's not the prettiest woman ever. You would figure that Mahomes would have replaced her. So
wow.
Nice move getting the insurance policy in there.
Well, that was like it was like the high school sweetheart, right? He's like known.
Yeah, but those guys. But other than Juanita Jordan, who got replaced later on, they usually don't last. The little high school sweetheart, CeeDee Lamb snatched the phone out of his chick's hand on draft night when she was trying to take a text. So they usually get out of this. So nice move on Mahomes. I don't even know what the hell her name is. Mahomes' wife, nice move on her part by getting the insurance policy in there. And then his brother is just a complete tool. I can't stand his brother at all. I only know he exists because I have a 13-year-old and my nephew thinks that he's a freaking, he laughs at him. He's like, this kid's a joke. But
they like follow his TikTok?
No, you don't really have to follow anything anymore. If you're on Twitter now, you can just go and pull it up. You can see everything that they do. But no, neither one of them follows him, but everyone knows who he is. The kid does have over 1 million TikTok followers. Of course, that happens because his brother's Patrick Mahomes, but they're complete douchebags. So two of those people.
He's not nice with the moves?
He's so goofy, dude. I'm so over.
He's bigger than Mahomes. He's like 6'4", 6'5".
He's physically bigger than Mahomes. He's soft as a marshmallow, though. He ain't playing nothing. He's doing his little TikTok dances and doing the WAP and ballet or whatever. But the brother has to go. But hey, man, when your brother's worth $500 million or has a $500 million contract, he's probably worth more than that now from other endorsements and all that. Hey, live your life, kid. You can do whatever the hell you want. But just to wrap up the Super Bowl here, let's get some predictions. Who do you think's going to win? Give me an MVP.
Andy Reid's going to win, and Mahomes going to be the MVP again.
Hot take, Gets.
I'm going Tampa Bay by 3, and Brady's the MVP.
You going Tampa?
He's giving you points.
He's giving me points, right? This is the
prophet,
Jimmy the Greek on here today.
I'm late field goal. They're going to leave 1 minute and 45 seconds for Tom Brady to drive down the field. They kick the field goal to win.
I'm hoping for an entertaining game. I'm hoping for some high scoring. But I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, And it ain't going to be no 3-point win. It'll be entertaining into the fourth quarter, but they're winning by at least 2 touches. I would say 14. Late touchdown to push it away.
No way. Not with that defense.
Yeah. Listen, that defense is good. Don't get me wrong.
It ain't the fucking 85 Bears. I mean,
No.
They have a decent front seven. Their secondary is not great.
They got a rookie safety that as good as he is, Travis Kelce will have his way with. And all Tyreek Hill has to do is have a half an inch on somebody. Because if you remember what Lamar Thrill Hill said at Miami, if I'm even, I'm leaving. And he wasn't anywhere as fast as Tyreek Hill is. So let's go with 35-21. It's going to be an offensive battle.
With the left tackle out, they might have to keep Travis Kelce in to block a little bit. He might not do as much.
Travis Kelce ain't blocking. They're going to Andy's gonna force Tampa to bend to their own will. He'll spread them all out there and just hit hitches and fucking. You can throw a slip screen at Tyreek Hill. He can take it 90 yards. They're as good as Tampa's defense is. Just like Get said, they're not the 85 Bears. They're not Ray Lewis's Ravens. They're not the Giants of the 80s or even the early 90s. Kansas City wins that, pulling away. And I think that the cat agrees with me. Now, they're going to let a few people into the Super Bowl. There's going to be about 30,000 people in the stands. It's all vaccinated, frontline workers. So we may have a situation where somebody gets a little drunk or gets a little out of hand and starts raising their voice a little bit, like what we had happen in the NBA a couple of days ago. Getz and I chatted about this for 2 seconds earlier today. But I refuse to say her name because she already quadrupled her Instagram followers, regardless of how gross and disgusting she is visually.
The NBA Karen?
Oh, yeah. NBA Karen getting all up in LeBron James, not up in his face, but yelling at him from the sideline with her 75-year-old husband. First off, why is a 75-year-old man, might have gotten his vaccine already, but why is he out and about? That's the people that die.
Her tits are only 5 years old, though.
Yeah, well, she's gross, dude. Have you seen full pictures of her? She's got the 5-year-old.
I try to avoid it.
She's got the 5-year-old tits. Her 2 legs look like spatulas. She's just an unattractive woman who found an old man that was just happy that someone that was 25. Well, she says she's 25. Bitch looks way older than that. But
there's no way in hell she's 25.
She don't even look. She don't even look good.
Say again?
She looks like she's 60.
Yeah, she's not. You know what she kind of looks like? Remember Donatella Versace? She looks like a young version of Donatella Versace.
Like a puffer fish with the big ass lips and the ridiculous tits. Unfortunately, we see it a lot here in South Florida where the older ladies have flotation devices on their chest. I know Sage will probably have something to say about LeBron, but I think it's pretty ridiculous that this guy is complaining about fans heckling him from the stands. I seem to remember
he actually did.
What? He got him kicked out of the game?
No, he did not. He said they should never have been kicked out. That's
he didn't have him removed. Now he did alert security to them. It was like, yo, yeah, he didn't have them removed.
He said they were going back and forth.
Yeah, this was all orchestrated. This was an ugly woman's version of the chicks in the Super Bowl, the World Series that flashed. Those were attractive women trying to get Instagram followers and get clout. She's doing the same thing.
Plenty of Instagram followers before that ever happened,
and she doubled it after the World Series because as many people as if you have 1 million followers on Instagram, you got a shit ton of followers. That's a fifth of what's watching the Super Bowl, watching the Super Bowl or watching a basketball game or whatever. And that other chick was attractive. This one is not attractive, and she did it for clout. She went from 40,000 Instagram followers to almost 500,000 in a very quick time, just for getting in a brawl of words, at least, with LeBron James.
James.
The ridiculous part about that is that you're right, Sage. He held his ground and said it shouldn't have been thrown out, but he's got everything to lose at that point. The NBA and leagues in general have to keep fans in check more. He shouldn't even have to ask her to get thrown out.
I just think what I'm saying is like these guys, like they complain about the fans heckling them these days. Westbrook was going to fight that dude in Utah a couple years ago. I seem to remember a few Knicks games where I think Spike Lee was on the court messing with Jordan, messing with Reggie Miller. And those are some of the best NBA highlights I can ever remember. Yeah.
But it
Reggie
comes
Miller
from
and Spike Lee would go back and forth, and then that made one of the best NBA highlights ever.
but it comes
These guys
it's
complain about the fans messing with him, but the fans
it's
heckling
the
him.
intent. It's the intent and where it's coming from. For instance, right? We may rip on each other on here in person or whatever, and it's fine with us. If somebody else does it, then there's an issue involved. Spike was in that world. You know what I mean? Spike was there. Spike kind of earned that cachet to stand up and do this to Reggie Miller. This chick, probably her first basketball game, she's on the side with some rich guy and she's screaming at LeBron just to try to get fucking, because he's a big star. That's weak. I get what you're saying.
Maybe it's this generation, or maybe it's these players. I just think it's soft, man.
No, but LeBron said he enjoyed the back and forth with the
you're getting paid millions of dollars, and you get paid that salary because of the fans. The fans pay that money to get that ticket and be courtside. They can say whatever the hell they want. You know what you do? You just go down and dunk and look right at them, stare right at them, run up the court. Don't even pay him no mind. Don't even talk back to him. Like these players today, they make it like a big deal. Like none of these fans can say anything to him. I remember somebody in Philly, I forget what player it was, but one of the fans in Philly like gave the finger. Maybe it was Westbrook, and the dude like ran up in the stands.
But he didn't have him kicked out or anything. Westbrook actually clowned.
He ran up in the stands, tried to fight him.
No, there must have been a different one that I'm thinking about now. There was a guy that was standing right under the rim. That was every time he touched the ball, he was flicking him off. He was cursing at him, whatever. And Westbrook, was
and you know what? Like, that dude paid his money to have that ticket, and he could do whatever he wants in that seat. If the arena thinks
you're being a little hypocritical right now, because I'm telling you, if some of those things that are said to those people were said to you, you would chase those people in those stands too. There's a line.
If I'm making millions and they're paying their money to be in the stands, they can say whatever the hell they want.
There's a line that shouldn't be crossed. Sage, you played in front of large crowds, especially back in college and everything. What do you feel about it?
Actually, I loved it. It was fucking awesome.
Man.
But LeBron did not. He actually said he liked the back and forth. He had no issue with it. He said they should have never been kicked out. He was cool with the back and forth because he said he gave it just like they did. So that whole thing, LeBron never had a problem with that.
But since then, I've seen a lot of clips of LeBron like getting pissed at people saying shit in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like somebody says, "Hey, LeBron, fuck you," you're going to turn around and be like, "Yo, no, fuck you." Like
you probably hear that every fucking night, though.
But there's lines to be crossed. I'm if he, I don't think she said anything to the point of that were make him chase him down. He didn't, like I said, he didn't want to kick her out. He was having fun jawing back and forth. That person needs to know their place. Yes, you are there you paid your ticket to be there, but there's a line you don't cross. And she was standing up, she was up on the court, she was flinging her arms at him, all kinds of shit. The second you step on the court, you've lost all protection you had. So you step on the court, you're now in my domain.
The arena should kick them out, though.
And that's what happened. The arena actually ended up removing them. LeBron never asked them to be removed. The arena did their job this particular time. But what happens is the arena needs to step in before we have a second Malice in the Palace, because these guys are under stress just like we are. They can't go out. These and especially NBA players. NBA players will leave the game, go to the club, find a couple chicks, go home. They're not getting home until the next day. Now they have to leave the game and go directly home because of quarantine and COVID and all of that. They're under a lot of stress as well. Not in Miami, exactly.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for them that they make millions and have to go back to their house.
Oh my God! Shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble stuff.
I feel so bad for them making millions and they just have to go to their house.
Well, their house might be a little nicer, but their lifestyle still went from one level down to another. You can have all the money in the world. If you can't do anything with it, it doesn't make any difference how much money you have. So they're in a little bit nicer of a house, but their lifestyle has been, ridiculously or drastically reduced. This woman looking for some clout. I'll tell you, it's gonna happen. You're right. The athletes are starting to get agitated, and when they go in the stands, I don't care how many athletes are bigger than LeBron James. How many fans are bigger than LeBron James? If LeBron James actually does flip and starts attacking fans, it's going to be very bad on him. So he needs to keep that control of himself. But the arena needs to get
LeBron James never been in a fight in his entire life.
No, but he's big and strong enough that if he just gets mad to a certain level,
6'10", 280. So there's not going to be too many dudes in the stands that can compete with that.
They've got weight classes for a reason. We've said it before. And in fact, segue of the year
Transition
right
to
there.
boxing. Nice.
Celebrity boxing too, not even real boxing. We've got 2 fights that have been announced over the past couple of weeks here. The first ones are just a joke. It's Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter, who I'm assuming is a singer.
That can't be real. There's
no,
no way that
it's
can't be real.
100% real. It's a money grab. Lamar Odom needs cash.
Dude, Lamar Odom is 6'9", 260, 270. That Aaron Carter kid can't be but like $160 soaking wet.
But
there's no way they let them box.
He's 15 years younger than them. And it's not, remember, this is not WBC or anything like that. This is this is like celebrity death match or the claymation shit that used to be on MTV actually happening in real life. It's not, this is a
that was
pure
celebrity
exhibition.
death match.
It was celebrity death, the claymation one, right? Celebrity death match.
Yeah.
No, great show.
That was a great show. We're getting into real life right now, and the real life's not as good. But it's that, you're right. The difference in sizes, he's going to absolutely maul Aaron Carter. But I'm not paying for it, but I'll watch somebody get knocked out.
They already canceled the Floyd Mayweather, Jake Paul, or whatever Paul, Logan Paul, whichever one he was going to fight. They already canceled that one for lack of interest. They had some pay-per-view model where, like, if you bought it early enough, you would only have to spend $25, and nobody bought it.
Which is why Mayweather's coming back now to fight 50 Cent. That will sell.
What?
100%. That will sell for a few reasons.
I want to see 50 Cent and Ja Rule fight. That's the only one I want to see.
50 Cent fighting Mayweather. Like, he's got whipped.
He's got beef with Floyd.
I know.
And they've had beef for a long time. Now, Floyd should whoop him. But there's one, like I said before, we have weight classes for a reason. 50 Cent 6 foot 220. Floyd's 5'8", 150.
Floyd will be motivated to whip his ass.
And 50 will be as well. 50 wanted to put up $10 million a few years ago for Floyd Mayweather to read one page of The Cat in the Hat. And if he didn't mess it up, he was going to give $10 million to his favorite charity, and Floyd wouldn't even attempt it.
Please show the meme, one of the best memes ever.
And the sweat.
Of Floyd trying to read Cat in the Hat.
Floyd wouldn't even give an attempt at it.
I'm going to go on record. I don't give a shit how motivated 50 is. He's going to get whipped on. Floyd will run around the ring and make a fool out of him.
You're talking about the best defensive fighter ever. How the hell is he ever going to land a punch?
Maybe it's some Thunder Lips action where he pulls the gloves off and straight attacks him.
Just throws him out the ring?
I mean, who knows? 50 might be a monster in the street. Maybe he lands a big punch, but Floyd's going to dance around him.
Floyd's going to
dance around him and tag him up.
50's big.
And 50's been in, like, gunfights. Like, he's been shot. He ain't no punk.
That's it. They don't fight. They shoot guns.
No, 50 is our age, man. 50 came up probably throwing hands. Didn't get his first piece till he was late in his teens or whichever.
Did he get shot in the face?
9 times. He got shot 9 times. Yeah. That's why he has that little lisp thing when he talks now. He got shot a shitload of times. But he's from, the hood in New York.
Drink a hella smart waters.
He's from the hood in New York. He came up. He's our age, so he came up in the 80s. He's definitely throwing hands. That's a more entertaining fight, even though Floyd is a much Floyd's upper level. Some people say greatest of all time, whatever. That's a much more entertaining fight with Floyd and 50 than we have with Nate Robinson and whichever Paul brother. I can never tell him.
Especially because Floyd will be in there talking to him, dancing, running around.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
And at the very least, the weigh-in's gonna be entertaining as shit. The lead up to the fight is gonna be entertaining as shit. One of them will produce some 24/7 on it.
When they come out to the ring, does 50 like rap and do his own dance out, or does he bring somebody else in to rap for him?
I mean, Manny Pacquiao did both. So
yeah, he did.
Manny sang his way into the ring.
Adrian Broner did too, right?
Yo, we want to talk about someone who's a waste of everything. Adrian Broner is a absolute waste.
Such an asshole.
Such an asshole. Not a good fighter. He thought he was on the same level as Floyd, which is why he talks so much shit. Adrian Broner's absolute. In fact, 50 would knock out Adrian Broner. I want to see him fight Adrian.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is? Like really good athletes, they're always surrounded by a bunch of yes men who just kind of want to be in the entourage and, maybe make some money off them when they do go pro. And boxers have that 10 times worse. Absolutely. They have dudes always kissing their ass like, yo, you the man, you the man, you the man. So everybody around Adrian Broner was always telling him like, yo, you one of the best fighters ever. You could do this. And then he really got in the ring with some heavy duty cats and got smoked.
The one big paycheck is the thing they're always chasing with the boxers. You know, with an NBA player or an NFL player, you got to wait for years for them to make all that money. But with a boxer, they can get a big purse in one night. And if you're just a hanger-on trying to get some extra dollars, that's the one you're looking for as a boxer. There, I don't think this celebrity boxing is going to go on for too long, because especially if they're going to start fighting professional fighters, even if they're past their prime, somebody's going to die in the ring.
You think?
Nate almost did.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Nate got put to sleep. Which Paul brother knocked him out?
That was
Jake
Jake Paul. That was Jake Paul.
All right. So
Yo, that's sad when an athlete gets knocked out by just some fucking YouTube celebrity.
By a YouTuber. Now you can say the YouTuber's been taking boxing training for 3 years now, and he's got a decent right hook and yada yada yada. But he got knocked out.
Yo, I've seen him in a gym with a UFC fighter, a UFC middleweight title contender, and like holding his own, bro. Like wrestling, doing jujitsu. Jake Paul is not playing around. Like he's really trying to be a professional fighter. So I'll give him that.
He had to have done something when he was younger as well. He looks a little more polished than the other people he's coming up against.
I'll guarantee Nate didn't train 5 minutes for that fight.
Absolutely
Nate probably
not.
went in there thinking like, yo, I'm going to dust this cat. Because as soon as Nate started catching some punches, he went into like the zombie defense and just like holding his arms out like this and coming forward. And that's when you really get blasted.
Nate goes back to what Sage always says, that they never have to fight coming up.
No, the NBA players.
That's the difference with 50.
Fighters.
50
They really
You know
are.
what? I judged it wrong, though, because I thought Nate would be kind of scrappy. He played football. He was a cornerback. I figured, like, yo, he's tough. He's been in some battles. But he completely underestimated that. He didn't train for that at all.
Corners are divas. And there's no talk about a rematch either. He's not interested.
Hell no.
He's not interested.
You don't want that.
But if you had knocked out, the whole world is looking.
You
wouldn't want a chance to get back in the dude.
Get knocked out.
That's a soul searching moment right there. When you're
bro.
laid out in front of all those people like that. Oh,
they had Tyson and Roy Jones in the ring about to fight, and they were still trying to get Nate off the canvas.
Oh,
I guess Trevor Berbick never fought again after Tyson put him to sleep.
He went down face first.
Yeah.
I mean, he caught a bad one from the canvas when he hit. He probably still got rug burn.
Yeah. But if they get in the ring, like if Nate was in there with a professional fighter, not, Paul, who's training for it and trying to be a fighter, he would have been hurt way worse. A celebrity is going to die in the ring if they keep fighting these professional or semi-professional boxers. If you're gonna fight a celebrity, you got to fight somebody from a boy band. I would fight fucking.
That's Aaron Carter.
Joey Fatone or something like that. I'd fight one of them.
Aaron Carter. It disgusts me that I actually know this,
yeah,
but Aaron Carter is like the brother of one of the dudes from the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, the one with the drug issue. I think his name's Nate.
Nick Carter.
Yeah.
Nick Carter.
Is it Nick?
And again, it disgusts me that I know that.
Well, let me tell you, I'm actually happy I got that shit wrong. Sometimes I'll be getting upset whenever he calls saying Jermaine Wiggins and shit like that. In fact, that is his name now, by the way. But yeah, no, I'm actually happy I got whatever fucking Nate, Nicholas, whatever the fuck his name is, Carter. But somebody's gonna die in the ring, and these are gonna be put to an end real soon. And we're gonna have lame ass shit like what we had this past Saturday, where they had NFL players playing Madden instead of the fucking Pro Bowl. But
is that what it was?
Yeah, they did a all-pro Madden tournament in lieu of the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is bad enough. That Madden tournament's even worse. That's the one All-Star game where just give them a little plaque or something that you made the team. You don't actually need to play that game.
Yeah, that's a good move to just get rid of that game.
I haven't watched the Pro Bowl.
The last couple of years, they weren't even tackling.
No. The last time the Pro Bowl was entertaining was when Sean Taylor lit up that punter. Nobody hits. That
was awesome.
Exactly. Nobody hits anything. The baseball, even baseball's kind of watered down. People don't run over people like Pete Rose did in the All-Star game back in the 70s. Nobody wants to get hurt. There's too much money involved. But it's just lame. They can get rid of the Pro Bowl. The NBA All-Star game, I guess.
I mean, if they're going to do anything for football, they could do like a flag football or like a 7-on-7.
Well, they did. Remember, they did a flag football. What was that? Probably like 10 years ago, and it was a cornerback that was on the Giants. He tore his knee up in the sand.
The beach ball, right? Yeah.
He tore his knee up in the sand.
Oh, you know who that was? That was Robert Edwards, the He was a running back on the Patriots.
He was okay. All right. Somebody tore his ACL and he never came back again from that.
They did like a beach bash and he blew his shit out. It was a sad moment.
The owners probably ain't feeling that.
Yeah. Let's just get rid of the game altogether.
Yeah.
Let them play Madden.
Yeah, we'll play Madden, some Rock'em Sock'em Robots, some shit like that. We're not fucking doing, I'm paying millions of dollars and this dude is tearing up his knee. But all right, there's a kind of a light sports week here. We just had the Karen. We had the Super Bowl's coming up here. We got a couple of crackbacks just on something. Mine's not even sports related, but I got it off my chest. Yesterday, it was reported, and there's pictures and everything on it, that rapper Lil Uzi Vert, one of Sage's favorites. I know he's been to many a concert. He put what he is claiming to be a $22 million diamond in the middle of his forehead. He got an implant.
Pink diamond.
He got an implant.
It's like the blood diamond. It's a pink diamond.
Couple of things on that. First off, his net worth is $16 million. So the thing in his forehead is supposedly worth more.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, that's the thing. People are saying that it's fake. That shit is not real. Secondly, he's from Philly, from the ghetto of Philly. If he falls asleep on the bus or he falls asleep on the train with that shit in his forehead,
I'll rip that shit right out of his forehead.
He ain't waking up with that shit in his forehead anymore. Plus the fact that it just looks stupid. And the third thing is everyone's always worried about cultural appropriation and all that. I heard this term earlier. It's Marvel appropriation. This fucking fronting like he's Vision, putting a damn diamond in the middle of his head. It's the dumbest thing I've seen in years. Lil Uzi Vert, get cracked back.
Are you mad because he's not Indian and you guys like the
well, the ladies do that. That's a lady
bling?
thing. Yeah, only the ladies put the actual jewels on it. The men put the dot.
That means they're married, right, or something like that.
Yeah. But only the women put the jewels. So that actually makes Lil Uzi Vert, who's a little effeminate already to begin with, if you ever hear him talk or whichever.
If he's got a $22 million diamond on his forehead, he's not taking the train or the bus anytime soon.
Yeah, he'll be dead in a week.
I saw one thing where he went into like a mall in Philly. There's a mall downtown called the Galleria, and some dude was like, "Yo, Uzi, can you pay for my college tuition?"
Nice.
And he turned around and was like, "How much?" And the guy was like, "It's like 90 grand for all 4 years." And Uzi was like, "Yeah, I could pay that."
And then walked away.
Must be nice. Must be nice to just be picking up people's college tuition.
I've said it a million times, man. If I ever hit the Powerball, I'd be the coolest rich dude ever. I'd be doing Habitat for Humanity all the time.
Yeah.
Rehabilitating Delonte West. I'd be doing all kinds of shit like that.
But as far as bling, like buying watches, buying rings, whatever, jewelry, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Once you get to a certain level, Jay-Z's level, buy whatever the hell you want. Up until then, it really truly is a waste of money. Now, the jewel, if it really is $22 million, I'm sure it's insured and all of that. But I mean, there's a lot of reports saying that it's fake.
It's dumb.
And besides that, even if it is real, it looks pretty stupid. I mean, you got a freaking jewel in the middle of your forehead. But guess you said you had something you wanted to crack back on?
Yeah, I had a real quick one. These crackbacks at the end, I've been pretty negative the last couple of weeks. I just wanted to send some love out to somebody in the coaching community, Marty Schottenheimer. If you're our age, if you're my age, you remember the 90s. You know, the Browns have been a joke for a really long time. But in the 90s, Marty Schottenheimer was there when they had Bernie Kosar, and they were in the playoffs every single year. If anybody remembers back then, they made it to the AFC Championship like 2 years in a row. And I think it was Ernest Biner fumbled at the end of the game. And
they would have beat Elway.
They just had the misfortune of going up against Elway every year in the playoffs for like 2-3 years in a row. But Marty Schottenheimer was a great coach. He's had some serious health issues the last couple of years. I think he dealt with cancer. I know the three of us have all had to deal with that in our lives. And I saw a report the other day that said he's got a really bad case of Alzheimer's also, which is
really,
a fucking nightmare for the person and for the family, because you don't even remember what's going on. You don't know the people that are even coming into your hospital room to visit you. You don't even know who they are. And that's really hard on them because they're going there to see you and visit you. And then they have to go through that of you not even knowing who they are. So it's really just a nightmare situation. I know he's in hospice, which again, we've all had to deal with. Yeah, so just wanted to send some love out to Big Marty.
To the
Great coach.
Schottenheimer family, yeah, man. Marty had Cleveland as good as they ever were, since the 50s, and he
I
had
don't know
Kansas
if you
City right
remember,
after that.
Yeah, he went to Kansas City, and they were a joke when he got there, and he took them to the AFC Championship.
Yep, and if it wasn't with the Buffalo Bills, they probably could have played the Super Bowl. What's up?
Didn't he get fired at San Diego going 15-1?
They wanted to replace him at that point. He was the old guard at that point.
Got fired.
He was the old guard at that point. But yeah, speaking of taking care of yourself and Marty having cancer and all that, it's not Prostate Awareness Month, but I got some great news for anybody that has to get their prostate checked. They don't do the finger anymore. It's all off of a blood test now. They check your enzymes to make sure that you're good with the prostate. They don't do the finger check anymore.
Man,
so if you've been scared, go ahead and get out to the doctors and get checked. Sage, you got anything while we're wrapping up here?
I just want to say,
2 years ago,
Busted Diamond from Saved by the Bell.
Screech!
Oh,
listen, if you got lumps, get them checked out.
Absolutely, he was only 44 years old.
Out. Yeah, he didn't get his lump checked out, and that's how he checked out.
Yeah, a lot of times men don't like to go to the doctor, but take your ass to the doctor. Make sure you're healthy for everyone that's around you and for yourself as well. Anyway, we're out. Super Bowl's on Sunday. Maybe we'll pop on for a little live.
Let's go Chiefs.
A little something on Sunday there. Go Chiefs. And more importantly, down with Tom Brady. Get cracked back.